tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yes, a little bit of Coldplay. Yeah. We heard a little bit at the end of Red Band Society. Hey everybody, we are here for our first recap of Red Band Society. This is episode 1 named Pilot, a little bit unoriginal. I'm your host, Francisco Thurston, and tonight I am joined by lovely lady panel over here.
Hey guys, I'm Heather Joy Smith.
Hey guys, I'm Michelle Fee.
And we are missing a new host that is actually joining AfterBuzz. Her name is Heather. She'll be joining us next week, and we'll be at a different time. It's going to be 9 o'clock, so make sure this week is different. So we're just going to be at 9 o'clock next week and from then on. So, Fox, they say it's going to be one of their newest hit fall shows. Were you guys excited to see Red Band Society tonight? What was your initial thoughts coming into Red Band Society?
I believe they have a hit on their hands.
I do too. Well, initially I came in and I was like, okay, well, this is kind of like what we did over the summer, Chasing Life, the other cancer show.
Oh, right.
But it really blew my mind. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny and really sweet at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be taking on this big emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to cry every single time I see the episode. I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
We're not ready for this.
No, when we were watching Chasing Life over the summer, it was like every episode we're like texting each other, are you crying right now? Because I am. Like, but it was very good, and I hope that this show does the same as that show did, you know, just like bringing out that emotion and just like real life situations that these kids have been put into. And hopefully, you know, Fox pulls it out, but I think they've done a good job so far.
Yeah, they've had a lot of great promos for this. I've seen Red Band Society all over Fox and everything, and flyers and, you know, buses and everything. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And like you said, this is actually real situations, kind of. There are people actually dealing with this in real life, but now we've got to be led into someone else's story. Oh my gosh, this fly.
There's a really annoying fly that keeps flying around everyone. So if we're like looking elsewhere, that's what it is. It's the fly.
The fly. So sorry. So I guess let's just start off with, there's a lot of characters and a lot of characters with different, you know, different types of cancers. There's eating disorders, there's nurses, there's doctors. So who should we start off with?
We got a whole panel of people. Why don't we start out with Jordy?
Yeah, Jordy, who comes into the hospital, has, you know, is not scheduled with a doctor at all, and he kind of just pushes his way into the hospital. He's like, no, you're going to be my doctor, and you're going to...
He's not taking no for an answer.
Yeah, and that the doctor actually says that. He's like, you're not going to take no for an answer, are you? And we find out that he has, what is it, I have it written down.
I just know that he has cancer in his leg.
Osteosarcoma, which is a leg cancer.
Leg cancer.
And he needs to get it amputated.
Yes, and his parents aren't around, which is kind of sad. So he's kind of on his own doing this thing, and that's scary in itself.
Yeah, I mean, how do you get into a hospital and you're like, you're going to be my doctor?
Right?
I think he also said he came from Mexico,
He did.
too.
He came from Mexico. All his charts and stuff were in Spanish.
Which actually helps him later on in the episode.
Yes, exactly.
A little bit of beer for their rooftop party. And he is going to be roommates with, you know, fellow, you know, osteosarcoma patient Leo.
Leo Roth has been there the longest out of any of these patients that we were introduced to tonight.
Yeah, and he has his own room, the swamp. It's like all decorated. I love how they
decorate them. So cute.
It's
so
like
great.
They all got their personality put on it.
Yeah, and you can totally... Oh my gosh. Sorry. You can totally tell, like, that's his, you know, he has the records on the wall and the music and the swamp. It's like, that's his, like, he's that guy, the cool guy.
Yeah. Cool guy. And it was interesting how Leo at first was very, you know, taken aback that he was going to get a roommate. Like, how dare you put me with somebody? I don't want this kid with me. And then how easily that switch flipped, and now him and Jordy are, like, seeming to be, like, buddies.
Yeah.
I think it's because Jordy came in with that, like, taste of your own medicine.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I'm sorry, who are you?
Yeah.
Like type of thing. I think Leo was like, whoa, maybe I'm I'm not a tool, I swear.
Yeah, that was a good line.
He was like, oh, my bad. Didn't mean,
Oopsie.
sorry that you heard all that. But he's the longest patient there. He's been
Yeah.
there the longest, so of course he's like, why do I have to get a roommate?
Yeah, totally see his point in that.
Yeah, he's like, don't just put him somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we find out that he also has his leg amputated as well.
Yeah.
Which is like, wow.
So crazy.
They have something to bond over.
Yeah.
Kind
And
of.
they did.
And they did tonight, yeah.
And who's next? Who's next
Let's
on our
talk
list?
about Nurse Jackson real quick.
Miss Jackson, if you ask
Yes.
I feel like she's gonna be this like really tough nurse, but there's also a sweet side to her,
Yes.
as we see.
As we see later in the episode. Those first 5 minutes of the episode when she walks in with her Starbucks cup and like they're like, oh, we got your name right on the cup. And it's like, ooh, ding.
And you kind of see that too. You're like,
Yeah.
wow, Miss Feisty.
Yeah.
Especially with Ciara. who we
Yes.
meet. She is
She's
Wow.
a lot to handle.
A nasty one.
She is a nasty one.
It just goes true to the whole mean girl thing. You're like,
Totally.
so that's the typical cheerleader attitude, Ciara.
Yeah. She played it off very well.
She
The actress
did.
who played her.
She
like,
did.
I literally hated her.
Yeah,
She
right?
was so rude.
I know. I was like, shut up. Just stop it. Stop it. But I actually love Miss Jackson. I think she's
I
gonna
do
be
too.
one.
Yeah.
And Octavia
Octavia Spencer.
Octavia Spencer, yeah, sorry.
Amazing actress.
She's a great
She's so
actress.
good. I feel like
She's so good.
such a good choice to play on, primetime television and give her a role like that. She's
Yes.
going to deliver completely.
Yeah.
I mean, Academy Award winner. What is it? Academy Award winner, right? Or is it
I
Golden
believe
Globe?
so.
I don't
No,
know.
I think.
Sorry,
I
don't
know.
kill me out there. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
She's won something. But I feel like I'm going to really love her character a lot.
Yeah.
And like we said, Ciara, we have Ciara who we find out who has an enlarged heart,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to need a heart transplant. Did you feel bad for her at all when they said that?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt bad for her that, that she does have this heart problem. But then when the doctor said, you're going to be put, last on this list because of nicotine, cocaine, and marijuana, it's like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of did this yourself, too.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. Same.
It's like, I feel like, I don't know, I felt bad for her, and then at the same time I was like, maybe this is karma, but who can wish that upon somebody?
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
It's like, wow. But, again, this is,
I have a feeling we'll see a softer side of her
we kind
the
of
next-
do
Yeah,
a
we
little
kind of
bit.
did a little bit.
next
Slightly.
couple episodes. We'll see.
Yeah. And then we have Dash.
We do have Dash. Dash is the party boy.
He's
He
going to be
is.
the comedic relief a little bit.
Yeah.
Him and Miss Jackson.
Yeah.
Nurse
Yeah.
Jackson. I keep calling her Miss Jackson, only because Janet Jackson's like
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
to my head.
Or that song.
Yeah.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Again.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. I feel like they're gonna be the comedic relief of the entire season. Dash
Yeah.
is hilarious.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
And he was actually a X Factor contestant.
Oh,
Previous
really?
X Factor. Yeah.
Okay.
He was a
Interesting.
rapper on the show, so
Oh,
nice.
that's why we got to see a little bit of his rapping tonight up on
Yeah.
the rooftop.
get to see a little bit of him expanding his wings now and do some acting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for
I
him.
know.
I'm not sure. I think they said that he has cystic fibrosis.
Yeah.
Cystic fibrosis.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what that is.
It's like something it has to do with your lungs. I know
Okay.
that. Like,
Yeah,
I think
'cause-
water in your lungs, maybe.
I don't know. I know it's something with your
sure.
lungs too because when they got back from their little escapade, he
Mm-hmm.
like dropped down, was like couldn't breathe.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Oh, he was pretending.
he was
to,
pretending.
It's like you're faking that.
Yeah, he was completely fake. Everybody knew it too, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
I'm gonna have to do some research. Find
Yeah,
out
we'll have to find out what
that-
all these are.
We're gonna learn a lot from the show.
We are.
Yeah.
A lot medically.
It's like a
Medical
health
term.
education
Yeah.
lesson as well as
Yeah.
life lessons and everything else. You're gonna be like learning a lot this fall with Red Band Society. So there's Dash and I
We
think
have one more.
who?
Charlie.
Charlie.
in a coma.
Oh,
Charlie.
who Ciara calls the coma boy. I'm like, you at least find out his name.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I feel like we really love Charlie already,
Charlie.
and we haven't even like seen him open his eyes.
No, he's the narrator, so it's like you
Yes.
just fall in love with the narrator.
Love
His
Charlie.
voice. So
He's so
sweet.
cute.
It's
Yeah.
so sweet.
You have to find the right person to carry along an episode like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's, I can't wait to. I want to know what happened with his accident. So I'm curious
Oh,
to
yeah.
see
Yeah.
what
Me
happened with
too.
his accident, and how his dad, his dad lost his privileges to visit. So I want to know what happened with that situation. I'm sure we're gonna find out later.
Yeah.
Well, we know that it has to do with driving, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it could have been a really bad,
Maybe like drunk driving
yeah,
or something.
drunk driving car
Oh,
accident.
that would be horrible. That's
Yeah.
his dad lost his visitation rights for that.
Yeah.
Man. And we find out his dad is
Yes.
the
His dad is
The
the
volunteer.
volunteer guitar player.
yeah, who he comes in and starts singing songs to Charlie,
Yeah.
maybe in hopes to wake him up, and
So sweet.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna cry this
I know
season.
this
I
show's
already
really
know.
gonna get all of us.
I already know I'm the most empathetic person you're ever gonna meet in your entire life. I cry when people win money. I'm like, I
You're
can't.
gonna have a real
Happy for
rough
that.
time
I'm
then.
gonna be like, I think I'm gonna be watching this alone because I don't know if I can watch along with you guys. So where can we go? Oh, and there's also Dr. McAndrew.
Oh,
Who is so
Abso-
good looking.
Yeah.
So good
Oh my
looking.
God.
Oh
Definitely
my.
really cute.
Oh
eye
yeah.
candy.
Could he be like Dr. McSteamy
I know.
Dr.
yes.
McSteamy.
of this show?
It's Dr. McSteamy.
We'll have to
now.
come up with another name for him, like
Yeah.
for this show.
Yeah,
But
I think
that's out-
Dr. McSteamy is good.
Yes, I love that.
We
Yeah.
find out that he's going to be Jordy's doctor
Mhm.
because he obviously is the one that cuts the bone off at the right point, who leaves the bone, I think Jordy
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
really quite understand.
I didn't
that.
understand that at first, what they were talking about, but now I get it more.
Yeah.
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 Just to, I don't know what it means, but I think maybe at the right point or in your
Yeah.
leg, you get to keep the bone, or I don't know. We're going to find out.
I don't
We'll
know.
find out. Oh, and
Yeah.
we also have Emma.
Emma!
Oh my
The
gosh,
girl with the
Emma.
eating-
There's
Yes.
so many more people.
There's so many.
There's so
Emma.
many. Emma's cute.
Yeah, she's
She
very
is really cute.
She's fashionable,
Yes.
and she's very quirky.
And they say that she studies a lot, and so
Mhm.
she's into her studies. And
Charlie says if she ate as much as she studied, she wouldn't even be in the hospital.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which I think that's true.
Yeah.
But she has an eating disorder, which is I feel like it's very hard to kick. And
Yeah.
so I feel like this show is going to be good for people to watch because,
Mhm.
like we said, there's people actually dealing with these issues, and eating disorders are scary.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be able to get led into her journey a little bit and find out, what's going on in her head. And that's what I'm most excited about this
Hopefully. Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
To see these people, the characters' internal struggles and what led them to this and what they're thinking and their thoughts. And that's what I'm so excited. I think it's really intriguing that, we're going to get that side of not only the emotional side, but, the personal character side of the entire season.
And like they actually said themselves, if they were in an actual school, none of them would probably be friends.
Mhm.
But because they're all in this environment, it's kind of bonded them in some way that they wouldn't have been bonded before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting too, seeing all these different people from different environments and places come together.
Yeah. And it's true. Like, when you're in a situation like that, who else do you have to bond with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you got to, learn to become personable and learn how to have conversations and be
Yeah.
friendly and try to get to know other people.
Right.
Especially when you're stuck in a situation like that where, your life's on the line and you're just hanging out with people who's also in the same situation
Yeah.
as you.
What else are you going to do other
Yeah.
than
Right.
you got to hang out with them?
Gotta hang out with
Or
Hang
them.
out
you're
with your
being
family all the
bored.
time.
Make some
Yeah.
friends.
Make some friends.
Sitting in your bed trying to figure out what else you're doing with your day. And we also have Brittany, who's the nurse.
Oh, yeah. the
yes,
new
Brittany.
nurse.
Uh-huh. She's
Brittany.
new. She's young.
She made muffins.
She made muffins.
And Dash.
Oh my god.
Dash is trying to get at it.
Oh my gosh. So we learned that the show is going to be a little racy.
A
A little bit.
She was not having
She
it.
was.
No. Well, she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, I don't think so. And he's probably like, what, 15 years old, trying to get a
Yeah.
little bit of something, something.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
It was a little awkward at first.
It
He got a
was.
sponge bath.
He's like, I'm really working up that sponge bath. Next scene, there it is.
Getting the sponge bath, getting wiped down. I wonder if that's going to progress a little bit of fake romance going on between them
I
two.
don't know. Ciara seemed to have a little bit of an interest in Dash.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
little bit of a bad boy, bad girl
Yeah.
romance.
You're right.
But I felt like Leo was also kind of intrigued by Ciara as well.
Yeah,
Because
there's
there's a
love
quote
triangle
that
there.
says, I forgot what the quote was. Leo said he would rather die being bored
than
Crap, I knew I should have
I
wrote
To
that
know.
down.
die of cancer.
than to die of cancer.
There you go.
And there's like, and Ciara's not boring.
Right. I can see that going somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like there was something between them, especially
Yeah.
like when they first met.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it'll progress.
Yeah.
There's so many ways. I mean,
many.
I don't know if there's so many ways it can go, but... And I wonder if we're going to be introducing any new characters throughout the season.
I'm sure.
They're just going to fill
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Maybe like Charlie's mom.
Yes.
She
Yeah. Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
some of their other parents too, maybe.
Be
Yeah.
interesting.
Wonder. So where can we go now? We've heard our characters. We know some of their stories. And we know that Jordy's going in to get his leg amputated.
So they throw a party for him.
They're throwing a party for him.
Yes.
And there's also Ruben. The rich
yes.
guy.
There are so many characters.
So
in
many
this.
characters.
We're gonna have to like write out a list every
Yes.
week to keep them all straight.
I just have to highlight things.
So Ruben is like really rich and a hypochondriac.
Shouldn't even be in the
Wait,
hospital.
what is a hypochondriac?
Someone
first
who
of all?
like thinks they have like all these sicknesses and illnesses,
Oh,
but they
okay.
don't. So he's in this hospital and he's not even sick at all. But he thinks he's like super sick, so he's gonna give a lot of his money to the hospital
Right.
when he dies or whatever.
Of old
Yeah.
age.
Yeah, he's not even sick.
Not even sick.
Not
but
even
hey,
sick.
if you're a hypochondriac, it's the right place to be.
Yeah.
You're in the hospital.
And I'm sure the hospital's not gonna like send him off because they're making money
Yeah.
off of him.
Oh, yeah,
Which is
this-
so
Definitely.
bad, but
This guy has like a whole wing to himself.
Yeah.
He's like, this is Ruben's wing.
yeah.
And you kind of see that he has a little bit of pull in the hospital because
Absolutely.
he arranged the rooftop party with the furniture,
Yeah.
and we have the meeting with Nurse Jackson and Dr. McAndrew, and
Yep.
they know about the party, and
That was interesting to me that they were okay with the party going on.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like the situation these kids are in,
Yeah.
they're gonna like give them some leeway. At least they weren't smoking marijuana.
Right.
That's fair in the
That's because
beginning.
Ruben took it from them.
Okay, that's true.
And he was
You're
smoking
right.
it.
Don't let the kids toke up, but let them have a party on the roof.
Yeah.
Like you said, I feel like they're sympathetic and empathetic as well to
Yeah.
just give them an experience, because who
Yeah.
knows what's gonna happen at the end of the day.
Right.
You only live once.
You only
YOLO.
live once.
YOLO.
YOLO.
Have a party on the rooftop.
Have a
y'all.
party on the rooftop. Also, when finding out that Ciara has an enlarged heart, we see that she passes out again, and she gets to talk to Charlie.
Yeah, this is interesting. I wasn't quite sure about this whole situation, but it's interesting to kind of see that glimpse into Charlie's life and see like what he's going through, I guess you could say, and how he wants the pizza and how his
Yeah,
dad
that was
wasn't
cute.
at fault or whatever. So that was interesting to see
Yeah.
that side.
Do you think that maybe Charlie had said something to Leo besides that? I feel like if Ciara wasn't the first person that Charlie wanted him to say something to his dad.
Yeah, well, didn't he say something? He said something to Leo, right?
He said
But
he
was
gave him a
that-
quote to like live
Yeah, the
by,
quote.
but I feel like he would have said something about his dad way sooner than that.
Yeah.
Do you think that was when he was? Oh wait, no wait, it can't be when he was still awake, because then
He was
why
in a
would he be in
coma.
the hospital if he was
Yeah.
awake? You're right. Okay.
I
I
don't
think it was an
know.
interesting dynamic though for Ciara to have that conversation with Charlie. He's not only a voice, but he's actually, this kid stuck in this in between where he's in this coma and
Yeah.
kind of like trying to get back to the world, but he doesn't know if he's gonna get back. So he relays this message to Ciara, and he's like, "Tell my dad that it's not his fault, and
Yeah.
please order pizza." The smell he says that you can smell, still smell when you're in a coma, and you
Yeah.
can hear things. And he brings up Ciara's smoking cigarettes, and she kind of realizes how awful she is for a second.
Yeah,
Quick
exactly.
She's
Yeah, for a
like-
quick
For a
second.
quick second, then she's back to her old self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ciara comes back, and she has a moment with Charlie's dad, and
Yeah.
she realizes who it is. She's like, "Wait a minute, you're his dad," which sets up the rooftop party and the beer.
Exactly. There's the beer.
There's the beer.
Charlie's dad supplies it.
I think it's kind of mean how she's like blackmailing this
Yeah.
dad a
I
little bit.
know.
Well, that's who she is.
That's totally her character, though.
Yeah.
Totally her character.
I mean, you would think that after learning that she has an enlarged heart and that she's at the bottom of the list for a transplant, that she would actually be a little nicer, but no.
No,
Nope.
back to her old self right away. Right away.
Whatever.
And we see a little bit of romance between Jordy and Emma, which I
Yes.
think is really
I love
cute.
them. They're so
they
cute.
were very cute together.
Yeah.
So cute.
Very cute.
Jordy kind of realizes that Emma is, quirky, and
Yeah.
what does he say?
Oh God, I can't remember.
He says that basically, she thinks he's a quirky girl or dangerous or something like that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. She was.
Sorry. I get distracted easily. And they kind of bond off that. They were talking about Jordy's leg and how it's gonna go shoe shopping.
Oh yeah, that was so funny.
And they kind of go back and forth, and Leo's like, "That's even crazy for me."
Yeah.
Bye, Felicia. I'm out of here. I think I'm excited to see where their storyline is gonna go, and they did the last dance.
I was gonna say it was really sweet that he said, "Can you dance with me?" and she, did, and I wonder if Leo was a little jealous when he saw them.
Yeah, I feel like when you're alone for that long and you see someone else getting some love in, when you've been there for so long.
I know. I kind of felt bad for Leo, but at the same time, I was like, yay, Jordy and Emma.
Hey, Jordy and Emma. I feel like Leo is this, not that he's a grandfather, but I feel like he's this, like, grandfather, protector, watcher type. Like, he's, like, kind of like the guy with the most wisdom, and he's gone through the most so far, and he's going to be able to... I know he says to Jordy, I don't want to be that guy for you, but I feel like naturally he is that type of person.
I agree.
Like, people are going to be able to come to him.
He has to be. Like, he's been there so long that naturally you would take on that leadership role and kind of watch the rest of the kids there. So.
Yeah.
And what I find interesting is that while he got his leg amputated, he also had to have chemo, or is going through chemo. I'm not really sure whether it's still ongoing or if it's going, it ended, but he had chemo, so obviously the cancer spread from his leg to his body, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Jordy is going to go through the same fate, or wonder if he's going to have to get his leg amputated and then find out he needs to go through chemo as well.
I know. Oh,
it's really sad.
It's really sad.
It's so sad. Jordy and Leo escape to the adult wing where they also meet Ruben.
Yes.
I'm all over the place.
That's all right.
Next week I'll be more timeline here. But yeah, they go to the adult wing. They have some lunch.
Yeah.
Where they plan the party.
Yes.
And that's where the idea comes to fruition, because Ruben throws it out there. He's like, "Let's have a going away party for your leg."
Like who thinks of that? Like
only in the hospital.
Only in the hospital. Do you think to have a going away party for your leg?
It's kind of, kind of festive to have a going away party for your leg.
I mean, what other kind of parties are you going to have besides birthday parties?
I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
It's a little sick, but
have a party for your leg. Why not? It's going to be the last time you're partying with it, so
I guess so.
Let's do a dance and do a jig, and let's get jiggy with it.
Yeah.
So that happens. Leah
at the party. Can we talk about the red bands?
Oh yeah.
We find out
what
it actually means.
Yeah, why the show's called Red Band Society. And I thought it was like the sweetest moment when Leo's like, he looks down at his wrist with like all the red bands, and you didn't quite know how it was going to happen, but he gives out each one of his bands to all of the kids, and kind of, I think this was really cool, give a significance of why they got each band.
Yeah.
And, gave Jordy the band before his big surgery that he got, and I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah.
And also,
Dash got the one when you first met him.
Yes.
For when he went to the ER for the first time.
Yeah, that was cool that they met on the very first night that they were in the ER together.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, it went back that far.
Yeah.
There's a lot of backstory I feel like we're going to find out and get to dive into sometime in the season. Emma got the band for his first surgery, and he wants her to wear it to, protect her and watch over herself. Ciara gets the band for...
Skin graft.
The skin graft. Because there's multiple layers to her personality.
Yeah. Which you see that spark between those two. That's where the spark begins. He's like, I see more layers to you. Which also leads me to believe why he's that, the guy with the most wisdom. Because he has so many... While he could be negative and be like, wow, she's a bitch and blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, I see more layers to you, and I'm excited. I'm going to peel away that onion and get in there and see your layers in view.
Yeah, it's be interesting.
Be really interesting.
Yeah.
And then...
Charlie got a band.
Charlie got a band.
That was really sweet, After... everyone gets their bands and went back to their rooms and we're hanging out, in couples. Poor Leo, decides to go give one of his bands to Charlie. And, that was really sweet of him to think of him. And I'm wondering if this is kind of like a relationship that Leo has with Charlie, where he goes into his room often and maybe just talks to him and, tries to keep him company as best he can, I guess. It'll be interesting to see how that relationship kind of works out.
Yeah.
If Charlie's kind of his sounding board, I guess.
Maybe it's just someone that, maybe doesn't. It's just someone to release your thoughts to
Yeah.
and get things off of your chest. And Charlie's there, and it might be
He's just listening.
might be a comfort factor for
Yeah.
Leo, just to talk to somebody who's not judging you and
Yeah.
just to get it
That's
off your
very true.
chest. I thought that was really
It
sweet.
was so sweet.
They
That was
did.
almost a tearjerker moment.
Yep,
It
I was
was.
sitting there. I was like, don't let it happen.
Not yet.
Fight the tears.
We
not
could
the
not
first
do it in the first
episode.
episode.
Almost. It was a close call.
It was a close call.
What I thought interesting was that, moving to something else, is that Emma and Ciara look like they're going to clash this season.
Yeah.
Because Emma is used to being the only female in the hospital, and now Ciara's coming onto her turf.
Yeah. Totally.
Female wars.
She's a bad girl, and she's just gonna take over.
Yeah, there's that one scene where Emma walked into the room with Ciara and all the boys, and she's just
Drinking
like,
beer.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Excuse me? No.
That's my...
No.
No.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see.
Well, I actually
I
thought
hope
they were
they-
gonna get along. Like, remember in the beginning where she comes in, where Ciara comes into Emma's and she's like eating her food. So I thought they had like
Yeah.
a mutual like understanding
Yeah.
with each other, and then all this happened. So
Well, who
Yeah.
knows? They might go back.
yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be a love-hate relationship.
Mhm.
They're the
Yeah.
two girls, but they're also like battling head-to-head to be like the most
The it
important
girl.
girl.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Like you said, though, I felt like they were gonna have this like bond,
Mhm.
and then that's what it seemed like, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden it changed, and I was like, "Whoa,
So
where
fast.
did that
Like,
come?" That was
right
my
there.
phone. Sorry,
Oh.
it fell off my lap.
Like, what is happening?
What's going on? Yeah, I thought they were gonna be friends. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, of course." There's some mean girl drama on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
There's always going to be
Very true.
mean girl drama
Always
on the
mean
show.
girl drama. I feel like there's gonna be some prank pulling. I feel like they're
Oh
gonna
my gosh, you're
yes.
so right. There
do some
definitely will
stuff
be.
to each other, some mean things,
Yeah.
getting each other with getting each other in trouble with Nurse Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Mm-hmm.
And Ciara pressing that darn button,
I know.
making Nurse Jackson have a heart attack, thinking that that boy was out of his
Oh
coma.
my gosh.
How
I know.
evil.
She's so evil.
That was
Girl who cried
ridiculous.
wolf
So
almost
And-
didn't get them to come get her.
Seriously.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
When she passed out, the guy was like, "No, she's fine,
She's
whatever."
fine.
And
she
thank
just
God,
needs her pillows
Yeah.
fluffed.
thank God, Nurse Jackson was like, "No."
No. She learned.
Yeah, it happened once. It can happen again.
Yeah.
Dash, Leo, and Jordy make that trip out to
Yeah.
go get some alcohol.
Had a little field trip there.
Field trip. I'm like, how do these? Well, does this happen in the real world? Do people
Well, he must be 16 then if he can drive.
Yeah, that's true.
at least old enough to
At least,
drive
yeah,
a
old
car?
enough to drive a car.
'Cause
Yeah, so they stole Mr. Dick's, the plastic surgeon's car because they have like a little thing with the valet guy. Where,
JJ.
Yeah, an arrangement or whatever. So they go and steal Mr. Dick's car. I love that.
and they wind up at the store getting
The liquor
beer
store.
and condoms.
Yeah.
Extra large condom.
I'm like, have you
Like, really?
really have you gotten any since you've been there to think that you need
Right.
condoms?
Yeah.
All of a sudden now.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden you need these condoms.
They're
to-
having a party on the rooftop.
So that means he's gonna get some action on the rooftop.
Maybe.
Apparently.
Apparently.
And they get caught
By
Oh.
Brittany.
by Brittany. Oh gosh. Just feel like that's so wrong.
So wrong.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but they get caught by Dr. Dick and freaking Nurse Jackson, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like they were gonna get in trouble.
Never
Yeah,
again.
They
It
never.
doesn't
I
seem
don't.
like they ever get
I
in
feel like
trouble.
they get like talked to, but then that's about it. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I guess there's not much that they can get in trouble with because it's not like you're in jail or anything.
True. And then what they said is, we're already in a hospital. What are you gonna do?
Right.
Like, they pretty much do whatever they want because the nurses can't all be watching them all the time.
All the time,
Yeah.
which is true because
So
you see
true.
them escaping up to the adult wing and having lunch with Ruben, and
Yeah.
escaping the hospital, having parties, beer, condoms, sponge baths.
They're some wild kids.
Wild kids. I can only imagine what else is gonna happen this season. I'm like, oh no.
Crazy things.
There's so much that happened in this episode. It happened quickly,
Mhm.
but I felt like I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen with this show. Are we missing anything?
We are missing the very last scene where the pizza.
The pizza.
Pizza.
The most heartfelt
sweet.
scene.
I was just going to say the most heartfelt scene there was.
Ciara is living up to her part of the deal, and she is taping Send Pizza to room
5115.
5115, and Nurse Jackson is leaving the hospital, and she sees it. Darn it, it happened.
It happened. I was trying so hard not to cough, you
It's
guys.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
If you got an itchy throat, just let it go. Let it go. But Nurse Jackson sees it on the bus, and I thought she was going to be like, oh no, take that down.
Yeah.
Call the hospital or something. But she actually calls the pizza people, and they deliver like 20 pizzas.
20 pizzas.
Not just one.
Not just
but
one, like 20.
There's 20 of them.
I'm pretty sure it was a lot of people like who saw it, you know, and they probably just called in and was like, "Yeah, let's send pizza to that room."
Could
and it
be.
wasn't just
Could have
her.
been. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
They're like, man, send those people some pizza if they're
Yeah.
that desperate.
I know.
The window. They need pizza.
I love seeing Ciara like on Charlie's bed with like hundreds of pizza
yeah.
like all over, like all
Putting it
open,
in
like
her
shoving
nose.
it in his nose, like
Wake
wake up!
I thought he was. I had a hope or like feeling that he was gonna wake up, but he
Like
didn't.
the last second of the episode, like,
I was like, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh man, he woke up. But then it wouldn't be.
maybe next episode.
I don't know.
That's
I feel
when
like
we'll
he's
like come
gonna
in.
be in a coma for a while.
yeah.
He's gonna be
I mean, you
like.
typically are.
He's the
Yeah.
narrator, so I feel like he's gonna be.
Yeah.
He's not gonna come out. For
But
a
I
while.
hope that Charlie is going to come out of his coma because that would be, be
I
nice.
hope at some point he does. Yes,
Yeah.
like
I
he
just-
has to.
Just don't know when.
Yeah.
Just don't know when he's gonna come out of his coma. I think we've covered
I think we got everything.
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So
This is a
Amazing.
very like busy episode.
yeah,
Especially for a pilot.
For a pilot, we got
Yeah.
a lot in.
we got a lot in.
But I felt like I got a lot from it. Like
yeah,
it was
Mhm.
good.
felt like it was
Yeah.
very surface level right
Yeah.
now. We got a little bit of each character. We got to see what is their diagnosis. We got to see a little bit of some beginning storylines with Jordy and Emma and Leo, Kara, and Dash. To see something going on in there.
Yep.
We see that Dash is this party guy who's just wanting to get laid in the hospital. We see that Brittany is kind of, I feel like she's going to be a little bit ditzy this season,
Yeah.
but, teetering on trying to impress, but also just not knowing what she's doing with her time.
Yeah. She might be a hot mess.
Hot Mess Express.
It might be fun.
Yeah, it might be really fun. We see Mr. Nurse Jackson is very tough, but also has a really warm heart, and Dr. McDreamy.
McDreamy.
Dr. McDreamy, who wasn't going to do the amputation at first, but
Yeah.
I think he
I
kind of
think
felt
he
for
has
the
a good
kid.
heart too.
He has a good heart. So
Yeah.
we see that Jordy is going to get his leg amputated at the end of the episode. Which is so scary. I couldn't imagine.
I can't. I was thinking about that when
Yeah.
they were like wheeling him away. I'm like, I don't know if I could be like calm like
Yeah.
he is at
So
this point.
calm.
There's no way.
Like, what could possibly be going through your head? You're like, wow, I'm about to get my leg amputated. I have cancer in my leg. Is it going to spread? Like, there's so many things that would scare the
Yeah.
crap out of me.
I just feel like crying.
I
Like,
feel like in that moment though, like you're just in it and you don't necessarily realize that it's gonna happen until it actually
happens.
So he's
Just
probably
there.
just like going through the motions slowly kind of, but then he was also thinking about Emma and going
Yeah.
back to give her his red band.
true.
So maybe that thought just wasn't on
Oh,
his
yeah.
mind.
He
That
goes
was
back
so
to give
sweet.
his band before he,
His
goes
big
into his
surgery.
surgery and
Yeah.
gives it to Emma because she loses the one that Leo gave to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, come on.
You lost it in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's
Emma.
super important to Leo. He gave you his red band, but I love the whole red band thing. And like you said, we get to finally see what Red Band Society meets. They all have these important moments from Leo, and they're the Red Band Society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
cute.
Yeah,
gonna be
Jordy
great.
going to get his leg amputated. I'm
I don't.
curious to see what happens after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite character that you're excited to see this season?
Oh, I have a few.
Okay.
I really like Emma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think she's just like so quirky and fun, and she has like
yeah.
I don't know, this personality that I kind of feel like is going to be very interesting throughout this whole season. So I
Agreed.
like her, and I like Jordy. I think he's going to be a good character too.
He
Yeah.
sings too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Playing the guitar. I don't know if he's playing the guitar, but he was singing. It's a nice
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
It's a really
Not
nice
bad.
voice.
Was he on X Factor too?
I don't think so.
He was on The Voice.
Can you imagine? They give all these like X Factor Fox contestants to the Red Band Society.
Well, it's Fox.
That
Same
makes
network.
sense. I didn't even think
Same
about
network.
that. Who are your favorites?
Well, I would have to say Emma as well.
Yeah.
I mean, she's very cute, and I think there's something about her that just draws me into her. And I also really like Nurse Jackson. I think
Yeah.
she's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love Leo, and I really love Nurse Jackson. I think that Ciara might be a little bit jealous of Emma.
Yeah.
Because Emma is not this ugly or,
No.
boring girl. She has really good fashion.
She's cute.
She dresses well. She's
got good
cute.
personality.
Good personality. I feel like there's a little bit of jealousy there.
Yeah.
Maybe she can make her be a better person.
Yeah.
A little bit of Emma therapy for Ciara.
Totally.
She needs it.
She does need
she
it.
does.
I feel like this whole experience with her and her, enlarged heart and it failing is going to humble her a little bit. And it's going to bring her back to reality. And she's not in high school and just a cheerleader anymore. She actually has a life-threatening issue and she could possibly die.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be very humbling for her.
I agree. Yep.
Yes. Red Band Society.
Love the show so far. It's going to be a good season.
There's no news or no news or gossip that I have this week, but do you guys want to move on to predictions?
Yeah, let's go to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So, who wants to start?
I'll start. I think after Jordy goes through his surgery, he is going to need, obviously, a lot of emotional support. And I think Emma's going to be the one that he goes to. I think it could get them really close. Or if Emma can't handle it, it's going to, like, completely separate them. So I think this may be kind of like a testing point with their relationship. See where it goes. I think Leo will still be like, his roommate and kind of like the person he talks to as well. But I think their relationship will just like grow or be the same.
Be bros.
Yeah, they're just bros. Exactly.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I feel like there's so much going on.
I know, right?
There's a lot.
I hopefully in the next episode or the upcoming ones, we can probably see more of Ciara and her parents. I mean, they were in that, I guess, mini meeting that they had with the whole, like, enlarged heart process thing. So maybe we can see more of their relationship and how they react to it. It doesn't seem like maybe they did know that she was into, like, all these drugs and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't seem too surprised.
They were like, oh.
And then she didn't really seem like it was that big of a deal either.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would love to see more of that and see where, like, her story goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if her parents are more involved in Ciara's life. Like, why is she that snotty? Was her parents not around to, like, discipline her, to, like, bring her back to reality a little bit?
Yeah.
Or were they just kind of like those dismissive parents? They aren't around that much.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they're the dismissive parents. It's just
when
don't really
she was
care.
in the hospital, Nurse Jackson was like, "Where are your parents?" And she's like, "Oh, they're in San Diego for a meeting."
Like,
Oh, who cares? They don't know I broke my arm.
Yeah, they don't care. They're not here, rushing here or anything.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So.
I think we're going to find out that Jordy also is going to need chemo and the cancer has spread a little bit, considering he just came from Mexico and his parents aren't involved and I feel like he doesn't really know everything that's going on. And I feel like him and Jordy are going to be similar in a lot so I think I feel like they're going to be the, twins, basically.
Yeah.
I know that's really bad to say, but I feel like
But
he's going to need chemo. And I think, that relationship is going to be really nice to see blossom, I think. Jordy and Leo.
Yeah.
And then the relationships, and I don't know.
There's so many different things that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
So I'll have narrow it down each week.
Yeah. I want to see Nurse Jackson and Brittany where they're going to go.
Oh my god. The muffins. Oh man, the
I'm
muffins.
surprised she wasn't more offended. Like, she was just like, "Oh, she threw away my muffins."
I'm surprised Brittany didn't go in the trash and get them out.
I would have. I'm like, dang.
I was like, I would have gone get my muffins.
You ain't going to eat it. I'm going to eat it. Sorry.
Those were perfectly fine.
I'm going to take those home and eat them
delicious.
myself. I wonder if Nurse Jackson's going to warm up to Brittany a little bit. Poor girl. She tried to get out of work for a little bit to go hang out with her boyfriend.
Just 1 hour.
Just didn't happen.
No.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Our first
Episode.
recap of Red Band Society. So, now that we're finished, I think we should tell everybody where they can follow us while these flies are attacking us. Where can they follow you?
Hey, everyone. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Heather Joy Smith.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as well at _MichelleFee.
You guys can find me on Twitter at @TheFrancisco. They wouldn't let me put my entire name on Twitter, so I had to be clever. And Instagram is Francisco Thurston. And we will see you guys next week with the full panel and a different time, 9 p.m.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.